Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to this video. Today I wanted to share with you my tricks to grading work efficiently, to not use very much time at all to get tons and tons of grading done. So in general, I have a couple different methods that I use depending on when and where I am grading. So to start off with, you got to make sure that your work is organized. When students turn in work, typically at the end of a class period or at the end of the day, I will have them make it in a stack in my turn-in bin, and then I take it and I paper clip it all together, and I have a little laminated tag with the class period on it, and then I set that in my grading drawer, which you might have seen in my artwork organization video. Okay, so before I begin, I wanted to talk about when to grade. Now, it depends on kind of your thinking. A lot of teachers love to grade in bulk, as I call it, where you gather all of the assignments from the day or from the week and you take them home and grade them at home. Or sometimes they'll gather them and grade them at school, but like right after school, where they have big chunks of time to grade it. I don't tend to do that. I do it occasionally, but not that often. So grading in bulk. And then the next method that teachers use is what I call grading in pieces. This is when you just grade, you're constantly grading. So for example, you have 5 extra minutes because everybody in the class is working, doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they don't need reminders. Now this is kind of rare. You got to have classroom management in check before you can really do this. But if you have that under control, then you have 5 minutes and you can grade a few papers and get those recorded. For grading in bulk, I will do everything at once. I don't do just a little bit at a time. I do it all at once. So I will take my huge stack of work, like all the different random assignments, make all class periods mixed up, whatever. So I'll take it all together, make a huge stack. And then I will take some folders, like I have a set of manila folders that are labeled by class period. I'll lay those all out next to me so that there's basically a place for a stack of work for each class period. And then I start going through my stack, and I will go through the whole stack. And after I'm done grading a paper or grading a small section of the papers, I will stick it on the stack of the class period it goes to. And I go through the whole stack. And after that, then I take each class period and I pull it up, and then I open my grade book to that class period, and I record all of the grades for that class period. I have found that this is a really fast method because you don't have to constantly be opening up your grade book. You don't have to search for lots of little things You don't have to search for lots of little things. And then also using those manila folders makes it super easy when you get back to class, because I just take that work and I stick it in the work to go back to that class period. It makes it so fast and easy. I don't use this very much because I take advantage of my class time and my time at school to do my grading. But when I do this method, I have found it to be super fast. For example, there was one time a couple months ago, I think there's 300 separate papers I had to grade, a mixture of like warm-up kind of things, projects, just a whole mixture of things. And I graded them in, I think it's an hour and 45 minutes. And that includes grading everything and recording everything. Some classes had like 4 assignments, some classes had 1, some classes had like 2 or 3. So this method works really well for grading a lot of papers. Super fast, you just need a pretty significant chunk of time to do your grading with it. The second main method that I use for grading is what I call grading in pieces. Basically grading a couple papers at a time or a class period at a time, not doing huge amounts of grading. The reason why I use this method a lot, and I love this method, is because it takes advantage of every little minute that I have that's free, and it minimizes the amount of work that I have to do after school, and it minimizes the chances that I have to take work home. So as far as the method for grading in pieces, so I have to think, I already have these paperclip packets of papers by class period, by assignment. And so what I will do is take one of those packets and I will grade a paper and then record the grade. I have my grade book open right next to me. And then grade another paper and record the grade. And I'll have a stack of the ones that are done. And I'll grade as many as I can in the 5-7 minutes that I have. And then I will put those away, and then whatever is not graded, paper clipped back together, back in the grading drawer. If I have in my class period maybe like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, enough to grade a class period assignment, then I'll go through, grade the whole stack, and then I'll record the whole stack and then put it away. I have found using this method really takes advantage of whatever time I have. Fortunately, my students are very well behaved, so in my classes I tend to have maybe 5-10 minutes of chunks of time here and there throughout the day where I can take care of that grading. And as long as I just make sure that I just constantly use up my time, then I don't have any grading to do after school or on the weekends. And sometimes with that too, grading in pieces, I'll grade papers as soon as students give them to me. I don't do that often, but that kind of goes along with grading in pieces. All right, so we have talked about when to grade, grading in bulk, and grading in pieces. The last topic for grading that I would like to share with y'all are some grading tips, some things that you can do automatically or have your students do that will make the grading process a whole lot faster. The first big thing that I've mentioned throughout this whole video is to have the assignments paper clipped together and labeled by class period. Have it sorted by class period, sorted by assignment. I have found that's just helps you keep everything organized. Some people have bins per class period and just have it sorted by class period, but not by assignment. So having it by both, I think, makes it pretty easy. Now, that does make you have to be very diligent throughout the day and at the end of the day to keep all the papers organized. Not just leave them. You have to take them, you have to paper clip them, you have to keep them together. So that's the first tip. Keep your papers organized by class period and by assignment. Then the next thing is when you are putting the paper clip packets together, turn all the papers the same way so that it's a lot easier for you to kind of look over the papers. Along that same line, the next tip is train your kids to put their name in the same place. Now, this is something that I have not done, and I haven't found it to be that much of a burden, but it can definitely streamline if you can very easily look in the top right corner or the top left corner and the name's there. Along with that, when you are writing the grade, it is helpful to write the grade in the same place every single time. Next to the name would make it even faster. So putting things all in the same place. Then the last tip I have is to grade big like posters or large papers, or for me in art, like sculpture kind of projects. I would either grade those first in my grading or last in my grading. So that I can kind of just get those out of the way, or I can put them off and not have to worry about them. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you got some tips on how to make your grading more efficient. If you have any suggestions or thoughts, please place them in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that red subscribe button to know whenever I post my videos. And don't forget to hit like if you like this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.